Congressman Andrew Biggs. Andy, what's up, my friend?
Hey, Chris, good to be with you. Good to be with you.
So let's, because the press is going after you as a January 6th insurrectionist, of course, and I say that tongue in cheek. I noticed that when the protesters tried to break into the Arizona State Senate building, this amazing thing happened. Did you notice what the Arizona State Police did, Andy? They closed the doors and locked them. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and when they wouldn't leave, they put they said, "You guys got to leave. You got to leave."
Now
it's amazing how that works.
The U.S. Capitol Police. Why did they open the doors?
We don't know that, Chris. I'm not on the inside. Not being an insurrectionist, I don't know.
Talk about the train wreck that is the January 6th. I know they're getting less ratings doing their primetime coverage than they would running some bad sitcom rerun. So what is going on with this thing? What's the mood? What's going on at the Capitol with all this tomfoolery?
Well, it's what you're seeing is the epitome of the Washington D.C. bubble. So to those people on that committee, they feel like they're just the center of the universe. And that everything that's coming out of there is dramatic, and everything is scripted. I don't know if you noticed yesterday, their witness Cassidy, she's just reading from a script the whole time, and Liz Cheney's reading from a script, and it's really fun because none of it's true. And so that's going on there, but the rest of the world is dealing with things like $5.60 of gas that I put in my car yesterday. They're dealing with higher food costs. They're dealing with the inflation and the economy. They're dealing with watching 50 people die in the trailer of a tractor trailer who are trying to come into the country illegally because the border's open, and they're watching the high crime rates. They're watching the mostly peaceful protests down at the Arizona State Capitol, and very few people really care about the allegation that a 74-year-old man somehow manages to fit through the security glass of a limousine and grab a wheel, which is something out of The Simpsons. I mean, that really is.
Well, what's amazing is that the Secret Service has already come out and said they will testify that nothing of like that ever happened. And then her, quote, handwritten note that she said she wrote
yes.
was actually written by somebody else, and they're willing to testify that the handwritten note that she said she wrote was actually written by them.
Yeah, well, and the beautiful part about this, that guy had already given testimony about that note to Liz Cheney in a deposition. So they know it. They know it's perjury. But that's par for the course. Look what they got. You got Adam Schiff up there, you got Jamie Raskin. These guys, they're still believing the P dossier. I mean, that's what they still believe that's true.
You mentioned the horrible death of these migrants in the back of a truck that were just literally being transported like meat by these cartels. What's amazing is if this happened on Trump's watch, it would just be insanity like you would never believe. But did you see the press secretary's quote on the 50 dead migrants? Did you hear her?
Yes, I did.
I mean,
I watched the video clip of her saying it.
It's the craziest thing ever. This is the quote. Quote, "We're focused on the facts and holding the human strugglers who endangered vulnerable." I mean, okay. Okay, Matt's got it. Let's play it. It's really short. Here we go. 27.
We're focused on them, on the facts, and holding the human strugglers who endangered vulnerable individuals for profits accountable. And we're focused on continuing our historic actions to disrupt dangerous smuggling networks, including through a new anti-smuggling campaign that just in the first 2 months resulted in over 1,800 arrests. But the fact of the matter is the border is closed.
Yeah. Gee, you kind of wonder. So in D.C., pot's legal, so I have to believe that she had maybe ingested a little bit of that legal D.C. pot before she got up there. I mean,
I don't know
her
if this
speech was Her speech was slurred, for Pete's sakes, Chris.
I don't know. I mean, her speech. So I don't know if this is a Freudian slip from the marijuana, but she said, human strugglers who endangered vulnerable individual profits, profits, accountable.
Yeah. It was nonsensical. But their whole border policy, you can't even say it's nonsensical. This is purposeful, and this is 1984 speak. This is truth speak, where whatever the regime says, people are supposed to believe. I mean, when they say the border is closed, and you've been with me, we can go down there, and I can show you place after place after place where the border is wide open, and we heard about this one because there were 50 people there, but that were killed. But I'm telling you, the cartels are hiring on Snapchat, juniors and seniors in high school to come on down and pick up 6 bodies, and they'll pay them $500 to $1,000 a body, and we've had high-speed chases on I-10. We've had fatal wrecks because of that, and these guys are just out of touch with reality.
So we had, this horrible shooting in Uvalde with 19 dead brothers, sisters, dead souls. But the same people who went crazy about that don't seem to be talking too much about the 50 souls that died in the back of a super hot truck.
No, that's right. Yeah, and
it all matters how you die around here. It doesn't matter that you're dead. It just matters if you're the way you die and who kills you fits the narrative. Sad to say, on our rage.
Chris, that is the key point, is what is their narrative? Because they don't really care about human beings. They don't care about individuals. They're a bunch of collectivists, authoritarian, control-seeking government types. And the reality is they have a narrative. And if you don't fit the narrative, you're out. You're out. And they lie. They cling to their lies. They double down on their lies. And so when I was down on the river in Rio, in Eagle Pass a couple weeks back, the management types in CBP, they weren't happy to see us there necessarily, but one of them pulled me aside and said, "We can't even tell you how many people die in the river every day. It's the official number is far fewer than the number that we know are dying there, and the reason is because we can't even get to them. And this is going on. It is absolute insanity. It's inhumane. And then you talk about the people with Uvalde, and you look at Chicago.
Right.
You look at Chicago, hundreds and hundreds of murders, and through the year, and then every weekend, 50 more shootings going on there, and they have some of the most strictest gun control laws in the country.
Let's have a discussion about a good, hopeful discussion here. Tell me about the election of Mayra Flores and what this might